In this video, you're going to learn about the project lifecycle. And the good news is that it's familiar. It'll be familiar if you've ever had any exposure to any kind of project, even if it's just organising a party. And it'll be familiar because the project lifecycle matches the lifecycle of something you understand very well indeed. Human beings. Human beings have a life cycle, and so do projects. And it's very much the same life cycle. Because human beings and projects start small, and when we're small, when human beings are small, we don't do a lot. We don't contribute much to the world. We don't make a lot of change. But the thing about small human beings is that any influence that comes our way when we're tiny could potentially have a huge impact on the way we turn out as adults towards the more mature parts of our lives. And it's just the same with projects. They don't do much at the beginning, but everything that you do can have a huge impact on the way your project turns out. And then, of course, as humans, we reach teenage years, and not many teenagers have a big impact on the world. Some do. But most of us, what we do in our teenage years is plan the future that we want to have, try to design the life that we'd like to live. And so it is with projects. In this second stage, we put together designs of what the project is going to achieve and plans for how it's going to achieve it. And then we reach a hopefully long and very productive phase of our lives called adulthood. And so it is with projects. They have a long period where they do things. As a project manager, your team will make things happen. And the final stage, of course, is where everything starts to wind down. As adults, as we come to the end of our lives, that's when we sit back and we reflect on what we've achieved, and perhaps we bore our families with it. And we make ready for closure. With projects, that final stage is just the same. Reflection, review, and preparation for the end. So we're going to use a simple 4-stage lifecycle model, and the first stage has many names. I'm going to refer to it as the definition stage, because for me, this is the key to what this stage is all about, defining what your project is and what it is not. But other names that you might come across are scoping, startup, initiation. If you're a professional services organisation, you might refer to this as the proposal stage, where you put together a proposal for the services that you offer to your clients. Sometimes it's called the initiation stage, or the concept stage, or the ideas stage, or the kick-off stage. It might be called the inception or the initiation. All these names are out there. Some are more common than others. Different parts of the world will have different names. But the key to this stage is it's about defining your project. And then we move to the second stage, which is fundamentally about planning your project. And so planning is the most common term that you'll come across for this stage. Although in some industries, for example, architecture and technology industries, this is often called the design stage, because the emphasis in these industries is on designing a solution for the client or the end user. Another term you might come across is mobilization, particularly in resource-intensive industries like construction or uniform services, where the emphasis of this stage is on mobilising the resources, getting them to where they need to be, properly equipped, properly organised, properly briefed. And in the UK public sector, this is sometimes called the initiation stage. And I know that initiation means start-up, and we've already started the project up in the definition or start-up or initiation stage. But the UK public sector uses the term initiation because of a methodology used by the UK public sector, PRINCE. The next stage is perhaps most commonly called the delivery stage or the implementation stage. You'll also hear it referred to as the execution stage. And for some projects, you might hear it referred to as the rollout stage, because in some projects, you have to repeat what you're doing in multiple places, multiple parts of the organisation, multiple geographical areas. You get it right in one place and then you roll it out to a series of other places. The end of the delivery stage is marked by the final handover of the final deliverables. Deliverables, or products, are what the project produces. And that takes us on to the final stage, which is usually referred to as the closure, shutdown, completion, finishing stage. So 4 simple stages: define, plan, deliver, and close.